I have many questions, but I guess my main one is, how were we created? You told me before that Tony's self-destruction led to nobody being created, which was you.
Correct. What created the organization was the personality splitter revolver, the PSR. One of these were created by the works of Anton the Wise and a well-known scientific doctor, Edward Richtofen.
Well, wait a minute. Richtofen? Where's Richtofen now?
We can answer that one.
Brady? Quinten?
And look, a quick trip to the dark time pit and look who I found.
All these years. That's where you've been?
It's a long story.
It was Halloween 2020, 4 years ago. I went to get Peyton from work. I usually just walk there, but as I left my front porch and walked down the street, I soon noticed a figure following me. He was wearing a bag, so I couldn't see his face. He had a knife and I ran, but he was too fast. Before I knew it, he was in front of me. Next thing I know, I was laying on the ground. I had this accent and Brady walked up to me. He said that if I was there, I was dead.
Quinten, you were in the dark time pit for 4 years.
That doesn't explain your accent of where Richtofen is.
After Brady found me, he went into Edward Richtofen, claiming he could get us back to the realm of light, the multidimensional elevator.
He could be with us if it didn't malfunction. It somehow combined Quinten's and Edward's heart. Don't ask me, buddy.
That fool! He may put our entire operation in jeopardy. The personality splitter revolver was only coded to deal with Tony's personality.
Look, it wasn't my fault. I was clearly lied to.
I mean, to be frank, he didn't know the nerd we did it.
Well, now what?
Am I going to be German forever?
I got an idea. What if we do the same for Quinten as the organization's been doing for me? We review a game to connect Quinten's heart, or maybe even connect Richtofen's heart.
Connected to what?
A replica.
Actually. Marineman, you genius, that's perfect!
What game are we going to review?
I'm gonna need to make some room on my Xbox. You guys, come over.
Yours will be criticizing me. Ours will be criticizing you. Ours will be harder on myself. You'll never know how I truly have felt. Makes you wanna say, this thing really does suck ass. Makes you wanna say, even things from the past. Makes you wanna say, this is the worst thing I have seen. Makes you wanna say, what the fuck, Marine? What the fuck, Marine? What the fuck, Marine? What the fuck, Marine? What the fuck, Marine?
Jesus Christ, dude. There's not enough room on the Xbox Series S.
I mean, how about you delete some stuff? I mean, do we really need Halo?
I mean, no, but think about it. What about download times, bro?
I mean, yeah, but what game is it? You never even told us.
No. Modern Warfare Zombies.
It's a 200 gigabyte game.
Do you want to get back to normal or what?
I mean, how do we know this will even work? Like,
I don't know. The organization tells me to do this shit all the fucking time, so I figure it will work for Quinten.
Hey, I'm going to be stuck like this forever.
Look, this will work. You two calm the fuck down and trust me.
I can't believe you trust them.
Look, I don't care if I don't trust them, or if you don't trust them either. I'm just gonna fucking do it. We're gonna review this game, and we're gonna get back to fucking normal. So, Modern Warfare Zombies. And yes, I know what I said last episode, that I wouldn't be reviewing this game. But, you know what? Quinten's freaking life is at stake, so I guess I should do this. Anyways, I've been waiting for this since Modern Warfare 2009. But all we got for years was Spec Ops and Survival for the third modes for Modern Warfare. Now, when I heard Treyarch was making a mode, and it was a zombies mode, I was ecstatic. Modern Warfare 3 2023 was a joint effort by all 3 COD developers, or at least the main ones, Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward, and Treyarch. Each had their own roles, and luckily for us, Treyarch came to make the first ever open world zombies, which sounds great on paper. I wanted this since the conception of Call of Duty Zombies, but what was concerning is that they were taking elements from DMZ, the extraction shooter mode from Warzone from Modern Warfare 2 2022. This means this open world Zombies is an experimental extraction shooter developed by Treyarch in the first 3/4 of development and then handing it over to Sledgehammer for the rest of development. What was another concern of mine was the fact that there was an active enemy faction with the likes of Omega from Cold War, but instead of Omega, it was Sakeev's son's mercenary group. Also, Soap from the campaign is directly involved in this, which means he's never mentioned any of this to Ghost or Captain Price, which is crazy. You know, this is a crazy secret to keep from them. But the reason the enemy faction is concerning is because they are an active force on a map which was revealed soon before release. This means along with zombies, there are people who are going to shoot you. And the zombies too, but that's still not good. But before we go directly into gameplay, as always, let's dive deep into the menus. There's acquisitions, meaning these are the things that can be brought into your game and that you can acquire in-game and extract with. Perk cans, pack-a-punch crystals, etc. And doing missions, which is basically a guided Easter egg quest, you unlock more reward acquisitions as you go. But you can only use these once. If you want to reuse acquisitions, you must have a schematic, and on use will have a cooldown depending on its rarity. The higher the rarity, the longer the cooldown, meaning a ray gun schematic has a 48-hour real-life cooldown. And completing contracts subtracts the timer on these cooldowns. There are also classified schematics of super high rarities that give you special buffs for a match. If you have completed a number of contracts, it will give you a streak that will reward you on discounts of perks, started with up to 5,000 points for a free Pack-a-Punch for tier 1, and a discount on Pack-a-Punch in general. Now, the loot you get can be shared up to 3 operators, and the streak is specific to that operator. But unless you buy a bundle or 2, you can only have 3 operators. My operator that is maxed out with its highest streak of, I think 103 when I was recording this, is ironically Nicki Minaj. Yeah.
Nicki Minaj? Gooner! Look, I wanted to kill zombies in style. Don't fucking judge me.
Style.
Now, going into a game is kind of a weird twist and different for the zombies mode that we all know and love. The game mode is 3 players max in a lobby, which is weird. You can make a team up to 6 in the game though by teaming up with other players. My gripe is why the lobby is not maxed at 6 players. Clearly the game can handle it since it holds 6 other teams, or 3 or even more. I don't know, I didn't count how many teams spawn on the map. So playing with others is mandatory, and the solo experience is ass and not really recommended. Now the first thing you want to do after the longest load screen of mankind is do a contract, and that can be found around the map using these blue radio icons. These can range from holdouts, hunts, escorts, deliveries, and either rockets, which are completely bugged as the recording of this gameplay, where some players can't even disable the rockets from firing, which will cause you to lose the contract. Anyways, other than the fucking game-breaking bugs, there are only a handful of these contracts, and they tier up as you go up to different tiers of the areas of the open world zombies, and each contract gives you points. Speaking of points,
Remember in Black Ops 3, the point system gave you 10 points per hit and 60 points per kill? In Cold War, it's 9 points per kill and 115 points per crit. Now, once again, I will ask you, how many points do you think you get in Modern Warfare Z when killing a zombie? 10. 10 fucking points.
I wish I was on Black Ops 3.
I wish I was back to normal.
We gotta come back, bro. We gotta keep playing this game.
The points isn't the only thing that works different in this game. The perks don't have their upgrades from Cold War, meaning no fall damage negation other than flopping with PhD, no last wish from Jug or quick revive, no electric cherry from elemental pop, no fight for your life for tombstone and quick revive. These are just base perks. Plain, simple, Black Ops 1 and World at War styled, freaking Black Ops 2 styled perks. There's nothing to them. They are just plain and boring. I'm so distraught over this, as the perks just overall just feel so weak compared to what we have in the previous game's iteration. And listen to this as a side note. The upgrades are not returning to Black Ops 6 in the style of Cold War, but that's a conversation for another time. And when I mean another time, it may be sooner than later. Now, after doing some contracts and pack-a-punching for the first time, you can go into Tier 2 area. So that means harder contracts and better rewards, supposedly. Most of the time, you may get a perk can or a green or blue Aether Troll that increases your weapon's rarity to that color. Now, this was in Cold War, and when I mean this was in Cold War, I mean like the weapon rarity part. But it was easier to do this as you had an armor station that can upgrade your gun using salvage. But here, though, you just gotta get lucky for a drop of an Aether Tool or earn a schematic for Aether Tools. Which is stupid. Why is there no salvage and no armor stations? Why are their perks so weak? Why is there a time limit in Zombies? Yeah, it's about a 40-minute match, and then you extract, meaning you lose everything. Your pack-a-punch weapons, any wonder weapons you have in your hand, your weapons rarities, your perks. Oh, if you have a monkey bomb though, and you have that equipped, you keep that. Thanks, I guess. Going into Tier 3 is kind of impossible unless you have hella schematics, because working up to Tier 3 in the time limit is just frankly, once again, impossible. And with Pack-a-Punch 3 weapons, you are still too weak in my opinion. And as I said in the Skr review last time, there is a 4th pack, and apparently after watching a Dalek JD and a Milo video, I heard there's even a 5th pack, but not available in the overworld. So the top tier that you can get to in the overworld is Tier 3. So I don't know how you can even achieve these without going to the Dark Aether and having another time limit within the Dark Aether. So anyways, going back to the rewards and shit, Tier 3 rewards are shit as well. Everything here is just so underwhelming.
I can't believe this. I can't fucking believe this. This is ass. It's shit. It's like, the worst part of it is that we only scratched the surface.
This isn't gonna end well for us.
Look, why don't we retain focus? I'm sure the game is not all that bad. Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Last time I went to the doctor, it didn't end well.
Okay, let's go back to more world stuff. There's these nests that you go into with a gas mask and shoot spores just for some extra loot. There's these strongholds, these mercenary bosses and stuff, and to get them, you first need to go to a mercenary camp, grab a key, then go to a stronghold, drill a safe, like it's Payday or something, then run to the stronghold that rotates every match, meaning that there's 2 mercenary bosses that you can possibly get. But you'd think, okay, let me pack-a-punch my guns and tear up my rarity so I do more damage to the mercs. No, sorry, that doesn't work. For the way they made this, pack-a-punch and tier weapons have no additional damage to mercenaries. Only the zombies.
No bonus damage to mercenaries. You want to pack-a-punch and tear up to do more damage, and half the mobs you come across are unaffected?
I have to admit, it's pretty dumb. But think about the lore!
Think about the lore. If I shoot somebody with a laser gun powered from another dimension, it should do more damage.
You can't expect the Dark Aether guns to do damage to people. That's overpowered.
Then make it make sense. Like, why doesn't it hurt the zombies more but not the people?
Because they're people?
Okay, let's finish this up. Going forward is this boss in particular that has traps galore here, and a random player is rushing and trying to take the loot from us. Luckily, we do manage to kill the boss, but the next thing I want to touch upon is exfilling, which is probably one of the final processes that you do want to do before ending the match, or else you will just die. There's many extract points around the map, so you can leave a match early, and so, doing so, a horde of zombies will show up before a helicopter comes. You get on and leave, and if you want to stay past the final timer, a new 15-minute timer will start for final evac. The location though is only revealed with about 2 to 3 minutes remaining. Here, the helicopter only leaves when time runs out completely, so you have to stay the whole 15 minutes, being a big risk but a bigger XP payout. The last thing I want to touch upon is the final boss of Act 3, and basically the only boss zombie in the entire game other than the final Easter egg boss that we never got to do. When you completed all the quest steps from Acts 1, 2, and 3, you go into a mission and at the end you face a giant worm. If you are kitted out, this is really easy, and if you just have experience with killing zombie bosses in Call of Duty, this is really easy, as the harder variance of the boss is in the Aether Storm after doing an Easter egg in the overworld and in the Dark Aether. As for story, I guess this blonde girl is Samantha Maxis' daughter with Rezanov's and Dr. Gray's and Sam's DNA. It's really convoluted. There's a certain politically correct term for this, but I can't remember. But considering that this comes from after Act 3 and it comes from the after Act 4 stuff, like somewhere in post-launch stuff, and it just wasn't very apparent to who, what, and why the story was going this direction. It makes me really want to say, like, what the fuck were they doing, and why is this blonde girl so important? I can't even remember her name. So she has Sam's powers because she's Sam's daughter, again, and Sam seemingly pulls her into the Dark Aether, and that's the end. Now, final thoughts going into this. There are Easter eggs around the map that I didn't get to talk about in length, like a 115 rock in tier 3 that has the 115 rock like sound effect, which is kind of curious of where the story is going to be taken in freaking Black Ops 6 if 115 returns. And yeah, Easter eggs in general just littered throughout the map, and there is still a lot to this game mode, and I mean a lot, considering that there's a whole fucking raid boss in the Dark Aether and in the Aether Storm in the overworld that I never got to experience, and overall the entire experience of zombies was just experimental, but it just wasn't what we needed. What we needed was round base, and what we needed was traditional zombies with traditional upgrade systems. But again, Black Ops 6 was the next game, so I guess we'll get into that. So overall, Modern Warfare Zombies, I give it a 5 out of 10.
Evading, I know. Well, at least it was better than Vanguard.
My chest. It fierce.
Is that normal?
Bye-bye. Never mind. It was just heartburn.
Marineman, Marineman, Marineman. You managed to save your friends only momentarily. What do you mean? I'm going to give you a choice. I managed to split this reality with the power of Kingdom Hearts, temporarily wiping you and the rest of the organization out of existence. You're dead. They don't even acknowledge me. They don't remember you, or frankly, anyone else in the organization. What do you want? What do I want? I want your friends dead. Send them through the multidimensional elevator. It's not the multidimensional elevator more. It's the PSR. It's only coded for the organization members, the Tonys. What's going to happen to them? Since they used the revolver before, it has become unstable. Anyone who uses it now will perish that isn't a Tony. You have a choice. Sacrifice you, the organization, and the rest of the universe and the reality as you know it, or your friends. I'll give you a second. And what is the mantra? Let me think back to Life is Strange 1. Oh yeah, always sacrifice Arcadia Bay. Will that mantra hold up now? I'm not quite sure. So what will it be, Marine Man? The universe? Or your friends? Okay, fine. I'll do it. If it means saving the world. Lovely choice. Well, we did it.
What?
It's a long story. Basically, you guys need to go home.
We just got here.
I understand, but
No, it's actually a really good time. Peyton left the all works. We should probably.
I think
we should probably get
I
out
think
of
you
here.
hate some.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. We can just.
Fuck this. This is why it doesn't speak. Fuck you. Kick this out.
Oh, this is gonna be so hard.